We come now to question number 2 in the name of the Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker. The
Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
The question is to the Prime Minister. Does he have confidence in all of his ministers?
The Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the Prime Minister, yes, and I'm surprised to see the Leader of the Opposition questioning the confidence in ministers in the House. But when our ministers are out of the House, he tries to gatecrash their photo opportunities because it's the only way he can get in the paper.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, why should the Prime Minister or the country have any confidence in the Minister of Housing, who in yesterday's so-called stimulus package claimed to be adding 69 extra to an existing 450 state housing starts, when in fact, if the Minister looks at the 2008-9 appropriations, he'll see the appropriation granted was for 650 houses, a figure which shows that the Minister is actually slashing state housing starts compared to the budget appropriation by 131. And how does he justify such deliberate deceit?
The Honourable Prime Minister, and the last
Speaker.
part of that question was very marginal, I say. The Honourable Prime Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the country showed it had no confidence in a government which announced it was going to complete 650 houses when all the way through they knew they would never get to that target. We are being honest about how many houses can be completed.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, I seek leave of the House to table the 2008-9 estimates document, which shows that the Cabinet decision...
This is a point of order.
Mr. Speaker, I think it's against standing orders for somebody to interject on a point of order, and that member has done it quite frequently.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition is not helping. He's meant to be making his point of order.
Mr. Speaker, I seek leave of the House to table the 2008-9 estimates that show that the Cabinet's decision for the 2008-9 year was for a net increase of 650 state housing units. That shows the Minister is actually slashing the number of state houses being built or acquired.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection?
Yes. It's a parliamentary
there is objection.
a parliamentary document.
Point of order, the Honourable Rodney Hyde.
I wonder if this is a good opportunity to ask you to consider this when we have the Leader of Opposition trying to table documents that are well tabled. He should know that the appropriations and the budget are tabled each year. And what's the point of taking up the House's time tabling something that's already tabled? Or doesn't the Leader of the Opposition realise that?
The member makes a very good point that the purpose of tabling documents is to actually make material available that is not otherwise available to members, and of course that document was available. The Honourable Phil Goff, are you seeking a the Honourable Phil Heatley, are you seeking a supplementary question? The Honourable Phil Heatley.
Point of order. Mr. Speaker, I seek leave to table the statement of intent which came out several months after that Cabinet decision from Housing New Zealand requesting that the Labour government cut their target to 530 net state houses because they didn't have the funding to acquire them. That's an official document which I would like to table.
Order, the member. The Minister will resume his seat. Now, I was very, very tolerant how long I allowed the Minister to describe that document, having just responded to one of his point of order by his ministerial colleague, the Honourable Rodney Hyde. That Minister should know that document is already a parliamentary document and readily available. I do not accept, I'm not prepared to put leave for that. Supplementary question, the point of order, the Honourable Dr Michael Cullen.
Could I just quickly, you refused to allow the member to seek leave. I thought he was seeking leave to table a document that showed even under Housing Corporation there were more housing starts planned under Labor than the total announced yesterday, we'd be very happy for that document to be tabled.
Order. The reason why I'm not prepared to put that leave to the House is that under the standing orders, in fact, that kind of document is not meant to be tabled in the House because it is already available to members of the House. And that's why I did not accept the members seeking leave for that purpose. Supplementary question, is it? Point of order, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Yeah, I don't want to be pedantic, Mr. Speaker, but I thought that you were obligated when a member, probably especially when a minister seeks leave to table a document, to put that leave to the House.
I'm prepared to. Point of order, the Honourable Dr. Michael Cullen.
The last report of the Standing Orders Committee did draw this matter to the attention of members and strongly recommended that members should refrain from seeking to table things like oral answers to oral questions or written questions, etc., 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 which used to happen some dozens of times a day under the previous government from the then opposition. I think it would be helpful if members followed that advice.
I appreciate the points made by both honourable members. I will take advice on that issue, and if in fact I have erred today, I will make that clear to the House that that while members can seek that it when they shouldn't, that if they do seek leave, that I should put that to the House. In fact, I'll reverse my position. I'll put to the House the members seeking leave. Is there any objection to the document described by the Minister for Housing being tabled? There is no objection. Thank you. The Honourable Phil, Leader of the Opposition, supplementary question.
Can the Minister confirm in the document just being tabled, even that document shows that the number of houses to be built under the budget was higher than the number of houses that the Minister claims he is increasing housing starts to, that this in fact constitutes not a stimulus for job growth because it constitutes a reduction in housing starts for Housing New Zealand?
The Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker. Well, if the member spent more time doing his homework and less time trying to get into the reflected glory of our successful cabinet ministers and their photo opportunities, he would know that the previous government actually only funded 450 new houses, despite the fact that it announced 650, and that is why we had to announce